Okay, awesome. So let's bring on Andrew. Hey, Andrew. Uh-oh, hold on, you're muted. Let's see if I can do that. Hi again.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, good.
And you're with friends.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Who is in our office here in Hayes Valley in San Francisco today. So if you have questions about product management or H-roll or H-roll, HR, payroll and benefits, or engineering or office management or whatever it is, we've got you covered as long as it's one of those things.
Perfect. We'll crowdsource. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm going to start hitting you with questions if you're ready.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do a text-based one first. Will Descript Web have all of the features? How similar is it to our app?
It should have all the features except for recording. Right now, recording, you have to use the app. I think.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
I see some nodding.
We haven't tried them all yet.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Now I'm going to bring up our first caller. Melissa, I'm going to come over to you. Hey, Melissa. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Melissa.
You're on stage. Can you hear us? Melissa.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi.
Awesome.
You're live. We're ready for your question.
Okay. Thanks for letting me come backstage. Hi.
Yeah, totally.
Of course.
You're front stage now.
So I love this product. It helps me immensely, but I have one little thing that's a big holdup.
What is it?
If I could figure out this one little thing, then my whole workflow would be very smooth. And it's very basic. I can do a lot of the advanced features, but it's this one basic one that gets me hung up. When I'm in a script, sometimes I will go to the bottom and I'll just want to cut out a gap and I'll select blade, and then the blade won't work. When I put it in the thing, the blade won't work, and I fool around. Sometimes eventually it will work, but I don't know what I do to enable that to work. So could you help me with that basic question?
Are you trying to blade in the script or blade in the timeline?
Down in the bottom in the timeline.
So you click the blade tool and then you, probably the easiest thing to do would be for you to send me a video of what you're doing. Can you do that? Like do you know how to take a screen recording?
Yeah, I could do a quick screen recording. Where do I send it?
Just send it to Andrew@Descript.com.
Send it where? I'm sorry.
Andrew@Descript.com.
Okay. There are several different voices at the same time. I can't hear where you're telling me to send it.
Oh, Melissa, I think you need to mute your Crowdcast tab. But I'm just going, yeah, you're probably experiencing an echo,
when
but
I mute
I'll just
that, then I can't hear anything.
Okay, no worries. Well, we'll put Andrew's email in the chat below.
Can you put
I actually
in
scream
the
it from the
chat
rooftops.
where
so,
I need
yeah.
to send it to the screen recording, please?
Yeah, we will. We've got your back. Cool. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, we'll make sure.
Sorry about that.
Cool. Okay. All right. Yeah. If anyone else has any problems, feel free to reach out to Andrew via email, right? New feature just dropped. Andrew email support. Cool. Okay, let's bring up our next guest. And just for making sure no one gets an echo, when you join, folks, be sure to close out of Crowdcast or YouTube so you just hear us here. Great. Okay, Ken, I'm gonna bring you up now. Hey, Ken.
Hello. Hi. Hopefully the audio is coming through okay.
Yep, you sound great.
Sick. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna move it here so that because I don't have the Descript eye function yet, it'll look like I'm looking at the camera.
Perfect.
So hi, Andrew and team. I use Descript at the company I work at called ClickUp, and it's completely transformed a lot of the ways we tell stories here. At least, like I tell stories to the product team about customers. I take customer interviews, put them in the Descript, and cut it up. And I do
What's your
competitive
role?
intel as well. Product strategist. So it's kind of like all over the place, but it's like all over like the big picture, like what are customers doing and how, how do we perceive them? And it's worked out like really well. And I use it for competitive intel. So I even shared this out with a bunch of people, like how I make videos about our competitors through Descript and then share it out. Because like engaging video content is just really transformative, I think, when it comes to corporate communication. Satya Nadella was talking about it. But my question is like when it comes to machine learning and AI, right? Like for me, I went to like film school for a little bit thinking I was going to do that. It's not too hard for me to make these videos and like edit them and spin them up. But I find myself doing a lot of the same actions over and over again in these videos. And when I have like a product manager, and 'cause basically it's organic growth here, people are like, Ken, what are you using? I'm like, oh, I'm using this. There's quite a bit of a learning curve, as I imagine you guys have maybe heard at some point. But like if you're not used to video editing, it's a lot of work. What are you guys, if you are working on something right now, when it comes to like machine learning, the voice thing is cool, but for like auto edits, has that been something you guys have considered working on for the near future?
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the repetitive editing actions that you're taking. Like how would you characterize the nature of the edits that you're doing?
Yeah, so for example, I'm constantly removing big gaps from my clips. For example, if there's a gap that's like 5 seconds long, I'm removing that. I'm putting in scenes. Like I notice I have to do that a lot manually. I'm applying studio sound to everything, which I know you guys rolled that out as a change recently. But then just for the formatting too, like I like doing a little bit of an intro, right? It's if I'm doing like product research or whatever, it'll be like it's voice of the customer and it's like a whole TV show intro basically. But I have to manually do that every single time. And I've noticed that even just editing in videos, like if I want to put in a video, basically I have to create a double scene. So it's like a 5 second gap, put the video in that, expand it versus I guess in my mind, it would have just been drag and drop or some kind of a templated experience where I can have the intro and the outro figured out. And all I have to do is insert my Loom recording because I don't know how most people here do it, but I record on Loom because it's, I'm showing a demo of the product to the product team. So I don't know. That's just been what I've been doing at least.
Yeah, makes sense. So for one, like Loom is great. Descript also has a built-in screen recorder that does all the same kind of stuff and it lives in your menu bar. And for cases like this where you intend to go on and edit it in more depth, it may be a much better option because you can also just use the built-in recorder in the editor to record directly into there. In terms of auto editing and AI, we're working on something now that we hope to be able to share with folks pretty soon. I don't know if that first thing it'll be useful. I don't know if it'll be useful for some of the things that you're talking about in particular, like adding an intro sequence or something like that. It depends on the nature of it. But I would say like the broad themes that you brought up, which are around reducing the learning curve. The way we've approached building Descript in general has been to get really strong foundational bones in terms of the feature set that we have, and also try to like really refine and perfect the basic interaction language for the product. Sorry, I'm using this on my computer and it keeps on turning off. And then once that's in place, we've been adding more and more of the rails that make it easy for newcomers. So you're going to see a lot of progress on that over the course of this year.
Cool. And then one last question. The AI voice, I noticed that I have to keep copying and pasting in clips of my voices from different projects into the trainer model, like every single time I want to improve upon it. It's really manual, especially since I have to actually do the whole like verification recording at that time. Is that something where eventually we'll be able to auto train the voice?
Yeah, it's going to get insane really soon. So stay tuned.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.
Awesome. Sweet. Okay. I'm going to hit you with a quick text-based one. Is eye gaze correction only if you're recording in Descript, or does it work in post editing too?
It works in post. It's an effect like any other of our effects like green screen or studio sound.
Awesome. Super cool. Okay, next I'm going to bring up, I believe it's George. Hey, George.
Hi, nice to meet you, and
Hey,
nice
George.
to take me up. Hi, thanks for all the great work you're doing. I'm based here in Germany. I'm an independent podcast producer. Used to work in content marketing for a couple of years. Did some shows for corporate clients, and as I think a lot of other German-speaking producers, I'm very much wondering when you will be integrating Whisper into your service, because the existing transcription does not really work well for German. The quality is actually pretty poor. And I tried Whisper, and it's amazing. And since you're kind of affiliated with OpenAI, we were kind of hoping you might add this sometime soon. Yes, please.
We're A/B testing it right now, so there are people that are using it with Whisper. If you share your email address, we can add you to the test. If you promise to tell us if it's better.
I will say everything that you want.
Okay.
Maybe. That depends on what you have to offer. And in general, there are so many advanced features of Descript that only work in English. For example, replacing an existing transcription with a copyright transcription that will sync with the audio. So far, it's only available in English. And I know that there are some things in the works, but I was wondering if you maybe could give some more concrete information on the roadmap when you will be rolling out more of these great features for other languages.
I wish I had better news on that front. Like we just haven't thought about it that much, honestly. Have you? Yeah, that's kind of where we are, George. We've got our hands full just trying to get to a really solid foundation in English, and then I swear we'll make haste prioritizing stuff in other languages. So
yeah,
sorry.
No problem. I guess if as soon as you integrate Whisper, a lot of our problems will be gone, because then we will have very nice transcripts, and that will take us a long way. So cheers for that.
Yeah. Are you walking out of this conversation net happier because of the first thing, or net sadder because of the second thing?
I'm walking out a lot happier because of the first thing.
Good.
All I can say is whisper, whisper, whisper.
Great.
Perfect answer. Cool. And George, we have your email, so we're going to add you to that early
Ganz
access.
Whisper.
Cool. Gotcha. Thanks so much.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you.
Sweet. Okay. Next guest, we have Michelle. Michelle, I'm going to bring you up on screen. Hi there.
Hi.
Hi, Michelle.
I don't have any questions for you. I'm really here to find out what's going on and see how other people are using the program, and just hanging out.
Oh, cool. Are you from Canada?
I am indeed.
Oh, yeah. We were just there. We were just in Montreal for a team site. Nice.
Well,
yeah.
The weather's not nice right now, but what can you do? It's Canada.
Yeah. Well, what's going on? What are your hobbies?
My hobbies. Well, my hobbies. I'm retired now, so my hobby are creating videos and educational type content for myself and for clients. It's a hobby.
So you're still doing some side projects?
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool.
Yeah, I'm posting courses on platforms like Thinkific, that sort of thing. So yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
I play piano.
Pardon me?
I play piano.
Oh, okay. That's actually probably a little more relaxing, maybe.
Can be. Yeah.
I hear piano's getting competitive nowadays. You know.
Like dueling banjos, only with piano.
He duels. He duels in jazz clubs at night. I heard. I'm starting that rumor.
Oh.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Michelle. Thanks for using Descript.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
Thank you for hosting this.
All right.
Of course. See you next time. Bye. Awesome. Okay. Well, I am going to throw in some more text-based questions. Cool. Okay. Sweet. First one, how do we control what regenerate changes? Example, pitch. Like, could I ask a question about ice pops?
Pranav, you want to answer that?
So like a lot of modern language model based things, you'll be able to just try again. We do take into account things like question marks, so hopefully you'll get something that sounds like a question, but if not, you can just regenerate again and again until it sounds the way you want it to sound.
Regenerate will be coming to overdub as a broadly available feature as well, which is something that you can't do right now, which is take a sentence and get another pass, and now you can. It's really cool.
Awesome. Cool. Sweet. Okay, this is just a follow-up on that to make sure we're clear. How does regenerate know what we want it to do? Can we regenerate multiple times to fine-tune the outcome?
Yeah, so you can regenerate multiple times, and basically the way it knows what you want is we're trying to find the most natural fit based on what was said before and after, as well as the words that you're regenerating themselves. So we're trying to make it sound as natural as it would in that situation. But yeah, regenerating multiple times still will often produce somewhat different variations in pitch and tone, and usually we've found it gets you something you want and like pretty fast. It doesn't take a lot of repeat attempts to get something that just sounds perfect.
Bryce, that you're correct. We've got a new loading animation in there and an interaction design for it. It's much nicer.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, next up. Are there any plans to include an auto image or video selection feature based on the words in the script for a scene, like Pictory or similar tools?
I haven't seen Pictory. Has anyone seen Pictory?
I have not seen Pictory. Have you seen Pictory?
I think I have, but
Yeah.
Okay. That's another area that we're looking at hard. We're looking at it and very interested in what could be done there. So nothing to announce today, but we're looking at it hard.
We're looking hard.
Here's what would be useful from you folks would be hop in Discord and share examples of the videos that you would like to use a feature like that on. And all the more so if you can show us like a manually created example of something you wish could be done automatically with AI. That sort of stuff is really useful for us.
Totally. Yeah, we've got a channel in Discord dedicated to this sort of conversation. So perfect time to plug. You can scan that QR code and join over 13,000 creators in our Discord. So we'd love to hear from you guys. Cool. Okay, awesome. Looking over here.
Just
okay.
looking at the comments, regenerate does not require a consent statement. Since the idea is the main difference between regenerate and overdub is that you're not changing the words. So this gets into like, we feel like it's closer to the form of audio editing that people have been doing for many, many years, where you're splicing things together. And for that reason, we don't have a consent statement.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Question from YouTube. Will there be a version for iOS?
What should it do? everything, or are there just some things that you wish that it did? Yeah, I'm sure there will, is the short answer.
Yeah, but let us know. Again, hop into Discord and tell us what you'd like to see from a mobile app. Awesome. Okay, also just a reminder, folks, you can still hop backstage with us if you so wish. Just include live in your question. Cool. Okay. Would it be doable to have some kind of a longer form music brought into the app? Sometimes I do longer form video essays on product strategy topics, and I've been manually adding in 30-minute lo-fi beats, love it, into the video as background.
So I'm not sure I understand the question. Does anyone?
I think
It's like
maybe,
having a full 30-minute track.
yeah, maybe like in our stock music, having just longer tracks.
Yeah, I don't know if there are longer tracks in this stock music. So we do have some early stage thoughts about how to make that process smoother for folks, so that you can just add music and not need to worry about it, even if it's 30 minutes long. But that's still probably a ways off. For now, you may be stuck with your lo-fi beats solution if you can't find anything. The library we use for stock media is a site called Storyblocks. If you go there and you search using their filters, you might have better luck like finding really long files. I haven't looked to see if they have anything that long.
Got it. Cool. Also, someone in the chat said, could you reintroduce the humans on the camera? So we've got Andrew, our CEO, Pranav is our product manager, and that is Sippy, who is our head of product here, VP of product. So those are my friends. Awesome, cool. Okay, my friends that I brought on stage here. Okay, we've got another caller. I believe your username here is Acoustic Guide.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. You sound great.
Great.
Welcome.
I just have a very a quick suggestion. I'm very new to Descript. We're trying it out. We are now in the pro, in the pro version, and I work a lot with Pro Tools. And I see there is an export option to Pro Tools, but the one thing I needed to do is to export not every sentence to new tracks. Besides doing one track, that's great. When I export, I would like it to export to just the speakers. So if I have 3 speakers, I would like Pro Tools to have 3 tracks, because it doesn't make sense just to have Pro Tools have, if there's 30 sentences, 30 tracks. It's a big mess. So basically, export should be 3 speakers, 3 audio tracks, and everything should be time coded and lined up. So when the speaker changes, there's a little gap. And then, when that speaker comes back, it's in the timeline. So I was just wondering what the reasoning is behind the way it works now, and if my suggestion makes any sense.
I can't remember why it does that. Do you?
Are you using overdub in Descript by any chance?
Yeah, it's per file, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's per file. So every single time there's a new sentence, it's a new file. I just want 2 speakers, 2 tracks, and that's it. 3 speakers, 3 tracks. And that's how I think it would make sense for most people exporting to Pro Tools.
Yeah, I think one thing that might make it slightly better is if you convert to audio first in Descript. So that should at least bring it down to 1 track, I think. At the moment, you're getting like a track per file, most likely because each sentence in overdub is a different file.
Right, and it shouldn't be export every file. It should be export to the speaker.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely a very, very reasonable request. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
You're right. We don't.
You're right.
We don't think you should like that.
Yeah.
Because when I first did it, it was like 100 tracks in my Pro Tools session, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Cool. All right. Yeah. Noted.
Awesome.
To be honest, like I'd go with Pranav's workaround. We probably won't get to fixing it soon.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry.
unfortunate. That's
Yeah.
okay. But hopefully it'll get fixed in the future version.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
It can't be. It can't be
That's
that.
right.
It can't be that hard to do.
Yeah, and in the meantime, you should be able to get it down to one track at least. So
Yes,
even if
one
you
track.
get
Yes.
split by speaker, you can get it down to one.
Yeah. I'll let the engineers know that it shouldn't be that hard.
Yes. Yes, and I also noticed even if you do one track per speaker, it breaks down each sentence as one little clip. It would be great if I could also choose for it to be one file, one chunk of a file until the next speaker comes in. So if somebody talks for 10 minutes, it would be great if there was just one region. So you would choose that when you export, either per sentence or per instance where the speaker changes to the next voice.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the feedback.
Cool.
That's super
You're
useful.
welcome. I wish
Yeah.
I could work for Descript and help you guys, but I can't. I'm sorry.
All right. No, we'll take it. We'll find a way.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
you. Bye. Awesome. Okay. We got a couple more friends to bring up here. Okay. Next up, I'm going to bring up David. Hey, David.
Hi everyone.
Hey, David. Good to see you again.
How have you been? It's good.
Good.
It's good seeing you again. Now I have like 2 questions. Now I'm recording on a C920 webcam, but when I do it on the Descript recorder, it always cuts and leaves black backgrounds on the side. I've never got it to work like full landscape kind of recording. So that's question 1. And I've also seen it on the Discord channel. Somebody else asked that. And then the next question is it possible to kind of select an audio selection on the timeline and kind of just add a reverb to just one particular selection?
Let's do the second one first.
Yeah, right now, audio effects in Descript are at the track level. So it's not possible to add an effect just to one range selection like that. But what you could do is make that range selection, remove it from the script, and that'll get you a new track and apply the reverb to that. It comes, unfortunately, with trade-offs because now you have a new track. So maybe the other thing you could do is work with a sequence, but generally speaking, yeah, that's not something that we handle great today, but there's workarounds with either you trying to move that into a sequence and then you get distinct tracks there, or just making a new track and having a little gap on your script. But we are thinking about how to make that specific kind of workflow better in the future. So that's definitely something we're aware of as kind of an unfortunate limitation of the current model.
Is the solution to that multi-track script, or is it something else?
Multi-track script and audio scenes, maybe.
I see. Okay. One of the things we wanted to do for a while, we don't have all the details figured out, but is to make it possible to have multiple script tracks in a composition, so you don't have to use sequences, because they can be kind of unwieldy in a bunch of situations, and just other edits are very difficult or impossible. So that's what I'm talking about. On your, I don't know, man, on your webcam thing. Sorry, I don't know where to get started on that. That's more if that doesn't. Yeah, that we just have to.
We'll take it back and file it, like, and investigate.
Yeah,
I think I have one of those webcams at home, so we could definitely like investigate that.
We've also seen like Logitech's like virtual camera software has some weird interactions at times, so it could have something to do with that, but we'd have to look into it.
Are you on Windows or a Mac?
Windows.
Okay, good to know.
Okay, finally, congratulations on the new features. Really awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Okay.
And thanks for all the awesome Descript content you make.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we've got a few more folks backstage, so let's try to speed round because we're running up on time here. First, hi Amir, how's it going?
Hi, how's it going, everyone?
Welcome.
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm loving Descript. I'm a former editor, at a newspaper, so this is just really opening up a lot for me. But my question is, I'm using other platforms to record, like on Riverside, and I'm kind of wondering, what the thinking is behind that, because it would just be great to do everything in one place.
Interesting. We'll give that a think. That's a great suggestion. We'll talk that over and see if there's something we can do there. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you doing video
Thanks,
or
Amir.
audio remote recording?
So I've started with audio, but now to make the clips and stuff for the social media, I'm doing a lot of video. But I still have to go onto Riverside. I have to download. I have to export to Descript, which is fine. It's just an extra step, and it's more money. And I'm just wondering. I'm happy to pay that money to Descript, to be honest. Just get that good studio vibe. There's a lot that Riverside and others are doing well, but their editing is nowhere near where you guys are, and I'm not even sure they're trying. And it feels to me like you're not trying to really get that recording studio, and that's fine, as long as I guess you're open about that.
No, I think you're right. They do kind of pair up. We'll reflect on that and kind of talk internally. It's a good suggestion. Thank you.
Keep it going. It's really good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
For being a customer.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Next up we have Scott, and I'm assuming Scott's child. Hello, Scott and baby.
Yeah, this is Ellis. Andrew really sounds like a guy who was talking about a feature just now that they've been talking about a lot.
Scott. You know what, Scott?
Don't read into anything.
All right, I won't. I don't get much sleep these days.
Are you that
so
guy,
it's,
Scott?
So it's okay.
Everyone's on Scott.
I hope so. Hey guys, I'm a former podcast executive, now product manager, and since we have so many product people here, I was hoping you guys could talk a little bit about how you guys develop product and prioritize features on your roadmap. I'd love to hear a little bit about how you guys think about that.
Yeah, you bet. We basically just roll a bunch of dice and then decide like what we should build. It's really what I've found in my career. That's really the best way. But when we're not doing that, we basically are looking at like what's the long-term vision and strategy of the company, and like where do we want to be going, and thinking about. We're spending a lot of time right now thinking about customer segments and how we actually serve specific needs for specific types of users, and think about like where do we want to grow and how do we meet our business objectives, and then take that and do kind of boil that down into what we call like everybody does OKRs. We kind of put a twist on it and do SKRs, which is about strategy and key results, and then use those SKRs to help drive kind of problem statements that teams can then go work on, like what are those particular solutions to go build those. And we're always kind of iterating and kind of changing up how we're doing things. And just paying attention to how other folks in the industry are doing it, because this is hard. It's a hard problem. Like, how do you actually prioritize the right things to do and make sure that you're making the right bets? But we're constantly talking to customers and doing events like this and looking at feedback that we're getting from people, as well as looking at like what are the opportunities in the market and making sure that we can prioritize the right way. So
I'll follow up there because I think that's really interesting. But something I've wondered kind of from afar is how you guys do think about yourselves in terms of like what space you're competing in, because you kind of redefined what a transcription tool is and kind of created a whole new market. And now it's sort of like, okay, are you competing with other transcription tools? Yes, kind of. Are you competing with video editing tools, audio editing tools? You're sort of like competing in a bunch of these different spaces, and but you're doing it in an interesting way where you're kind of saying like, hey, here's a different workflow, which I love. I'm a huge fan of the approach, but like, how do you then think about who your competitors are and what you need to do in terms of being competitive?
Yeah. So from the beginning, we've kind of seen the opportunity that we're going after is to create a tool that anyone can use to communicate with video. We've kind of had video in mind from the beginning. That being said, historically, audio and video tools have been split in a way that we think doesn't really represent the way the product should be built. Like music needs its own tool, but narrative media, whether it's audio and video, to us makes sense as just part of one tool. And hopefully you can see why in some of the choices that we've made with Descript. So that's been kind of where we want to go. People sometimes will throw us into conversations about the Figma for video. We don't really see ourselves that way. We see it more as like the Word for video, a tool that anyone can use, can scale to a lot of different use cases and levels of complexity. And the way that we've gone after that is to pick off use cases one at a time that are on the path to getting to where we want to go, that build a foundation, get us closer there. So we started with transcription. We never really saw transcription as an interesting business opportunity, honestly. It was like clearly going to get commoditized, and we're seeing that happen now. And then we got into single track audio editing, multi-track audio editing and podcasting, screen recording. And now with the storyboard release that we did at the end of last year, that really represented kind of a major milestone in the completion of our vision for what a video editor would look like with the introduction of scenes. And now we're continuing to just kind of using the process similar to what Sippy discussed, just picking off use cases. And that's one of the trickiest things, because we do serve so many different types of customers. We have to figure out how to prioritize. Like the gentleman that was on earlier talking about exporting to Pro Tools, that's a certain customer segment that we have that we're not super focused on right now, to be candid. And we have to make trade-offs like that all the time, and it sucks, because we want to do all this stuff, but we can't.
Gotcha.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's a great answer. All right.
Cool.
I probably have to go before my baby smashes his face on a stool.
Baby and PM at the same time is a really hard thing to do. So
Yep.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Scott. Awesome. My brain is like going to like Descript for babies, new pricing plan. Just an idea.
Gotta get them
Free
up.
idea.
Get them early.
Start them young. Baby's first YouTube video. Okay, we've got one more person backstage that I want to bring up before we end here. Hey, Phil.
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Sound great.
Great. I just want to thank you guys. Hello from Petaluma, and I appreciate. I've been using you for about 3 years. I appreciate the aggressive upgrade cycle. It's really been fun along the way to see all the new features come on and to use them. Looking forward to a media library. But again, I just wanted to thank you guys. You set a model for subscription or software as a subscription. I gladly give away that money every month. So thanks, guys.
Thanks, Phil. That's so nice of you to say. What do you want out of the media library?
Just a one persistent media library that works across all different projects and compositions.
Gotcha. FYI, we don't make this very clear, but if you copy files between multiple projects, it's still only creating one copy of the file. So what some people do for now is they'll, like, for example, if you did like a whole bunch of footage or interview tape for a podcast or something, you can stick it all in one project and use that as a makeshift media library, and even just like keep that open in one window and copy and paste stuff between your other projects.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks again,
Thanks
guys.
so much, Phil.
Appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. Awesome. Well, we are at time, but I know a lot of more folks have questions out there. Kevin and Marcelo, as we've been doing this, offered to do some more Q&A on Discord, especially if you have more specific how to use Descript questions. So hop on to Discord right after this, and you can chat with those two live. You can scan that QR code to join our Discord. Also, as you're using all of the new features we talked about today, we would love your feedback on them. Also in Discord, you can also tweet at us. You can rewind and find Andrew's email. Those are some options for you. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here and spending this time with us. We hope you're as excited about this as we are. We're going to send out an email recapping this event and the recording, of course, and we're going to put a blog up on our website that talks about all this stuff very soon. So thank you all so much for being here. It's been a blast. Andrew, Sippy, Pranav, thanks for answering these questions. Thanks for our team back home for holding it down in the chat and all that good stuff. And yeah, thanks for using Descript. We'll see you next season.
Bye.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks.